Yo, um, damn. I wish I would have started recording like maybe 2 minutes before when I dropped this. It was awesome and shit. Anyways, I rinsed it out, but then it's not the same for some reason. Anyways, uh, so quickly, Abby Martin, Lee Kemp, and Jimmy Dore. Why did I choose those three? Now, the reason I chose those three is because Abby Martin, um, I came across her years ago, and since the first time I found her, fell in love. Um, Her perspective, Empire Files, just like her insight, um, is just based on concrete evidence, and that's really where we, from a scientific socialist, right, perspective, um, are always at. So that's why people always hate us. Um, so Abby Martin, she's been to Venezuela. She's gotten the stories out from within, to expose the lies of the U.S. media. I mean, I don't even have to name any of them. All of them, they're all garbage, bullshit. Like, how am I so informed, and yet I don't watch that bullshit? I go to primary sources. Okay, you should also. Don't fucking read an article about what someone's interview was about. Do your own diligence, research the fucking interview, watch that shit yourself, get your own perspective on it. Don't let someone tell you what to think, you know? You need to be guided by your own ideas, your own concrete facts, and that will lead you to eventually the reality of the brutal world that capitalism has imposed on everybody. Now, the importance of Lee Camp is he gives a weekly breakdown. It's melting. On some of the most important national stories. That's my only criticism. That Lee Camp does a lot of national stories. He does some financial stuff. Like, he did a banking segment. Man, once I get all this shit in order and I have a green screen and I put videos and all that shit like I know I should, um, you'll really understand where I'm coming from, and I'll be able to really illustrate my perspective to you. But research that banking segment. It's one of the most important segments Lee Camp has ever. In fact, it's the most important segment he's ever done. Period. I've watched dozens and dozens of his shows. It's one of the most incisive, most concrete, investigative, pure journalist segments ever put on YouTube. Real talk. Um, so Abby Morton, her international perspective that really ties in and pushes people towards a greater understanding of what class consciousness should be. Lee Camp, because he's able to explain to people that haven't read Marx. I understand. I wish everybody read Marx. I wish everybody read Lenin. I wish everyone was up on what's happening in Venezuela. Truth is, motherfuckers don't like to read. I don't know why motherfuckers don't like to read, but they like to have an opinion on Marx and Lenin and why they're wrong and this and that. Fuck out of here with that shit. Marx was right. Lenin was right. Chavez and Maduro are right. Period. Give a shit what you have to say. Abby Martin's international perspective brings up the class consciousness and brings up the sticky subject of imperialism. Lee Camp touches on everything and brings in a Marxist perspective to his analysis on a weekly basis. Jimmy Dore is important because of how prolific he is, how entertaining he is. Jimmy Dore is funny on shit that's like not supposed to be funny. And that's part of the reason why people enjoy him. Unfortunately, my one thing about Jimmy is he's so into the Green Party that it actually taints his analysis on what movements are and how movements develop. He himself knows because he's had Gail McLaughlin on. He knows about the Richmond Progressive Alliance, but it's almost like he forgets that that shit took literally like fucking 15 years to become a reality. And he's over here fucking talking shit about Bernie fucking 2 years after. Like, come on, man. Pump your brakes on that. I love you, Jimmy. You're funny. Mad respect, except for that loyalty to the Green Party, which is a reactionary party, not even a socialist party. They just recently started adopting the terms like eco socialist. You read their platform like I did, that shit is not socialist. We're talking what we want to build on the left is we want to build a mass workers socialist party. We don't want this fucking reactionary green shit, the fucking bullshit corporatism that that both business parties bring, okay? To quote Chomsky, what we want is choice. And right now, a movement is building within the Democratic Party to bring these choices of universal single payer healthcare to the point that the narrative we've been pushing has people talking about $15 an hour when before they were talking 10-10, where the narrative we're now talking about has the majority of Democrats pushing single payer, the narrative that now has Republicans, the majority of Republicans are now in favor of single payer. Like that's what movement is. Not all this shit like, oh shit, like we don't have a perfect party, everybody leaves to a reactionary party. Like what the fuck is that? Anyways, that's the importance of all three of them, Abby Martin, Lee Camp, and Jimmy Dore. I love all three of them, appreciate all of them. Of course, I'm not going to agree with everything they say, just like they're not going to agree with everything I say. But you know what? Who gives a fuck about that? The point is, we're on the left. Let's accept that socialism is the answer to capitalism, and that as long as we have movement, as long as we have faith, as long as we have people willing to put in the work, there will always be hope. And that's where I will leave with that. So have yourselves a good one. Supreme coming at you with that real talk. John McCain just died. I can't wait till Henry Kissinger dies. And with that said, peace to the world and fuck imperialism. I'm out.